Hello, this is your girl Jenna, and today we're going to talk about the love life of Apryl Jones. You guys know who Apryl Jones is. Of course, she is Omarion's baby's mother. But before we get into the story, you know what to do. Make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and cut your notifications on so you'll be notified when we upload a video. All right? So, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's a little dry out here in the celebrity land. So I was just drumming up some subjects I could talk about, and I came across a video of Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz. It was like a clip of them on Love and Hip Hop or whatever. So at first I said I was going to put a clip up, and I said, you know what, I can make a whole commentary about this. So as I was doing my research on Apryl Jones' love life, okay, I was finding out some things. I am a holistic practitioner, guys, so I like to get to the core of the problem. This young lady is beautiful. She's a mom. She's, just gorgeous, right? But she has problems in her love life. So why do us ladies have so many issues when it comes to commitment and relationships and choosing or being chosen by the right man? It boils all the way down to having daddy issues. So I'm going to say that women who does the things that Apryl is doing and is still doing, come on, let's keep it real. I mean, she is young. So I'm sure that the relationship that she's in now more than likely will not be her final. I know it's cute. She and Taye Diggs look great, but there's a huge red flag there. It's the age difference. I'm sorry. I mean, let me go ahead and look this up while I'm on here, okay? Taye Diggs is, I don't know his age. Let's see. And while I'm looking this up, I hope you guys are doing awesome, guys. I really do. I hope you're listening to this while eating some great food or just relaxing. Okay, so Taye Diggs is 51. And Apryl Jones is 35. Okay, so there is a 16-year difference between those two. I don't really feel that this is going to go far. I could be, look, you guys can correct me gingerly in the comments about, relationships that's 10 plus difference. My husband and I were 4 years different. So, I mean, I really don't know this, but I can just tell that, yeah, older age, the more the separation of ages, the more problems I feel are going to be there. But hey, you guys can correct me gingerly. And yes, this is talk radio. Okay, this is a podcast. I had someone comment under my video talking about I talk too much. Well, honey, you don't listen enough. How about that? All right, we have to learn how to listen and concentrate. If you don't, dementia may be in your future. Yes, listening and concentrating and focusing is a muscle. And so that's what this relationship between the listeners and you and me are. I'm helping you guys to build your concentration, which is very, very hard nowadays. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about it, right? Apryl Jones, she first started with Omarion. And I thought them two were so good together. They were cute. They made beautiful children, and that didn't work out. And then, of course, she had some little situations, where, she was dipping here. She even hopped over the fence a little bit, if you know what I mean, guys. It's 2020 something, right? All right. So let's talk about some daddy issues. I looked up some information about what are daddy issues, and usually, ladies, if we hear this term, we're in the midst of a conversation with our partners. Especially years ago, that was something men would always throw around. You got daddy issues, right? All right, so let me go ahead and read what daddy issues are. What are the signs? And if it's you, maybe you can, kind of like change some things about that. So people use the phrase daddy issues to refer to the father-daughter relationships that have a negative impact on the way a woman relates to men. Okay, I'm dealing with this a little bit with my mother-in-law and how she has so many issues with her son, which is my husband, and all the people that she, her baby daddy, which is my husband's father. To this day, she is so aggravated with her baby daddy. And he's gone on with God, and she still talks about him like it's fresh. So she obviously has some daddy issues. Well, she lost her dad, when she was young, and her mom only raised her. And so what am I saying? When we're raised in these single family homes, especially women, okay, the moms are usually the single parent, okay? Us women, we kind of pick up the, qualities or the traits of our moms. And so our moms become kind of strong, if you will. You know what I mean? And so they feel like they don't need a man. I just got finished watching this Netflix thing. It's called Killer Sally. Oh, watch that, guys. It is something else. If you're into documentaries and things like that, watch that documentary. It goes by like nothing. It's 3 parts. Watch it. It kind of goes along with this video because I really do think this young lady had daddy issues. And I'm talking about Killer Sally McNeil. But anyway, women with daddy issues do not have specific symptoms, but common behaviors include having trouble trusting men. So even though, yes, I talk to 98% of the people who are on my channel and on my other platforms, they're women. Okay. And I talk to you women. I talk to my viewers and my listeners, in the way in which you guys live your life. But honestly, you have to trust someone. You don't have to trust everyone, but men are human. Men make mistakes. I think we expect too much from men. We expect them to be better than our daddies, the daddies that were not there, the daddies who left our mamas, the daddies who cheated on our mamas. That was your mama. That's not you. I've had to learn that over the years in which I've lived and been married. The things that my mother went through, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to go through it. I don't have to find a man that maybe it didn't work out between my parents. Does not necessarily mean that it will not work in my marriage. And I've been married a long time, and it kind of surpassed both of my parents, their marriage, and when they got married outside of each other. All of my marriage outlasted all of their marriages, and that's something. But yeah, women whose fathers are physically or emotionally absent or emotionally absent, okay, tend to have troubled romantic relationships. Okay, we have to separate the relationship that we had with our fathers and know that our men are different. Okay, it's a team effort here. It really is a team effort. Are you involved with a woman with daddy issues, or are you the person with daddy issues? Okay, let's talk about some signs of daddy issues. First and foremost, let's get this back to Apryl. Apryl dealt with friends. She dealt with the homeboys. She was wrong with that. Okay, and I feel sorry for Taye Diggs, because I feel like the person who is going to get hurt in this relationship is definitely going to be Taye Diggs, because she's younger and because she is literally looking for stability and security, like all of us women are, especially nowadays. That's what we're really looking for. And it's not just stable like physically, but mentally and emotionally. And it looks like they're both kind of in a position where they've been hurt. He was married. She had a few relationships and things like that. I mean, let me go down the relationships that she's been with, okay? Of course, it was Omarion. It was Little Fizz. And I don't know if you guys know it, she also had a little stint with Dr. Dre. So, now that she's with Taye Diggs, it's kind of like, I'm like, okay, she likes to have something that's not so hard to obtain. It looks like he's 51, he's mature, he's been out there, and it looks like he just wants to chill. He's so in love with her. He said, I cannot believe this woman loves me. I mean, he is enamored with her. And I hope he doesn't get hurt, but more than likely, I don't think that's going to be avoidable. Having a hard time trusting men is one sign. Suspicious and excessively jealous. Ooh, jealousy. They say is something else. Constantly testing his love. Do not test your man's love. Do not test that. You don't want to be tested, so don't do that to your partner. Overly needy for attention and validation. Okay, these are some hardcore things that you have to teach your daughters and your sons when they're young. Luckily, I was taught to be, independent and know who I am for myself. So I don't look to my man to give me any kind of validity on who I am. But I was taught that. I was raised by my grandparents, so they had been here a long time, and they've, raised children before. So by the time I came on the scene, they had it all together, and I got all those great pearls. Okay. Uncomfortable with your man having female friends. Well, honey, then I must have daddy issues. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I would not like my man having female friends, only because of this saying, you don't want to bend over in a watermelon patch, or you don't want to give place to the devil, Doesn't know how to work through relationship problems. That's another thing. That's a kicker. So if you're a person, as soon as someone does something you don't like, or as soon as someone messes up or makes a mistake, you're like, I'm out, I'm done. Yeah, that's definitely something you have to work on, because everyone's human. Everyone's going to make a mistake. And just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't necessarily mean they're going to always agree with you. It doesn't necessarily mean they're always going to do what you want. And you have to understand that. Goes through pouts, anger, walks away, clams up, shuts down, becomes very passive aggressive. Us women, we can be very, very difficult in a relationship, and it would make a man feel uncomfortable. Anything that makes a man feel like he is not a man, or feels like he is not able to protect. Like if you're so hard up and you're so, shut off, where you feel like you don't even need protection from a man, no, that relationship is not going to work out. It just isn't. Expects a man to create happiness for her. No one can make you happy. There's a clip of Will Smith, and he said, I'm going to make, let Jada just find her own happy. I cannot make her happy. You can do all you can do. You can buy her gifts. You can, you can shower her. You can be great in everything you do. But if she is going to be miserable, she's going to be miserable. I've seen people like that. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. You can do everything they want you to do, and they still find a reason to make a problem. Enjoys drama. You just don't know how to just be peaceful. Oh, if everything's going right, you automatically assume, oh, he's cheating. Oh, what's going to go on? That's anxiety. That's not of God. And things like that. No, when everything's going right, say thank you, God. Yes, praise God when things are going great. Praise Him when it's not. Don't expect negativity. And that's something I'm going through just in general in life. And I'm asking God to help me with that. Regardless of where you are in this list in which I am, reading, God can always heal you from that, because that's just what happens. When you ask Him to take something away and you allow it, it happens. You just have to have faith. Abandonment issues. Okay? Some people will basically make it difficult because they feel like, oh, he's going to dump me, so I'm going to dump him. I'm going to make things happen because I just know it's going to happen anyway. Like the famous saying that all men cheat. All men do not cheat. It's true. It's just, who are you drawing into your space, spiritually and physically? Usually we draw who we are. So if, it's a new word called manifestation. So if you're always thinking about someone hurting you, someone harming you, and things like that, you'll start to believe it. And then sometimes we will do the things that'll allow it to happen. It doesn't miraculously and magically happen. It's just because the way we're thinking, and sometimes we can force things to happen because if you feel like you're with someone who's going to cheat on you or going to leave you, how are you acting? Then you're going to start acting where that will happen. Okay, chooses emotionally distant or unavailable men. Okay, so women who only want to date men who are already in relationships or married. Okay, so if you're the side chick and you think that's cool and that's hot and that's the way to go and that's the plug, no, it's not. It says something more about you than him, because if you're willing to, first of all, be a home wrecker or be a part of ruining a relationship or a marriage, what does that say about you? You don't have that much love for yourself, and you don't think that anybody would be faithful to you, so you're going to be that person who's inflicting pain on other relationships. Says a lot about, who you are and how you were raised. Can't commit to relationships. Okay, so if you're a person who's saying, look, I'm just going to get what I can get and get out of here, I'm not going to just commit myself to anyone, and you're thinking that's being strong and you're thinking that's the plug, it really isn't. It's showing that you have some issues going on. All right, and using our physical appeal as a weapon. Yeah, I mean, that gets old. I was taught that the body fades, physical aspects fade, and at the end of the day, when all of that is said and done, all you have is each other's kind of like your spiritual connection. If there is no spiritual connection, then the flesh is weak. The flesh wears away. So what is going to keep your relationship together when you don't have that tight bond anymore? When you start having children, or when gravity hits, because you don't have to have a whole bunch of children for that gravity to hit, when the hormones start to fluctuate, or when your body isn't balanced anymore, and when your mind kind of goes with your balance, because all of it is one. Our mind, body, and spirit is one. If one is out of sync, if one is imbalance, it affects everything else. Okay, so when I look into Apryl Jones' eyes, I just feel like it's empty. And when I look at Tay Diggs' eyes, I feel like it's empty. And I feel like that's what they are vibing on right now. Just them being empty, and they're feeling like, oh, maybe this person can fill the void. Later on, they're going to realize that's not true. And then they're going to part two. I'm not putting it out there, but I mean, usually people in their position, especially that age range, when you're going for someone who is 10 plus years older than you, okay, more than likely you are seeking kind of like a shelter of a parent thing. You're looking for that guy that's been out there, he's tired, he's had his children, he's limping, he's darn near battered and bruised, and you're like, hey, this is when I want him because I know he's not going to hurt me. Well, newsflash, that's not true. Age is just a number. And so we do heal over time. Time does heal. And when they both start to heal, they'll look at each other in a different way. And then we'll see if they can actually be together in their good times and in their strengths. Because sometimes we'll connect with someone during our weakness. But we don't want to connect with people during that time, because we're not built to stay weak. God is going to build us up. And then when you look around, you're like, well, my goodness, what the heck am I in this relationship for? Okay, so that's the situation. Yes, so I feel like Apryl Jones definitely has some daddy issues, and I feel sorry for the guys who are in her midst of beauty and in her midst of just ultimate just physical attraction, because unfortunately that's what men gets wrapped up in. But that spirit, honey, what that spirit do? Okay, all right, guys, I hope this video inspired you, or if you fit into this, I pray that you guys will get better, and you'll if you're not into this, thanks for listening, and make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think daddy issues makes it tough for relationships? And please do not turn this around on men and say, well, men got mama issues. The title is, I don't know what the title is. I don't know. But whatever the title is what this subject's about. So keep it to that. You guys have a great day.